Happy Fall Equinox, everybody. I'm Kamala Devi, and this is a brief update on my creative process. I like to send these little videos to stay connected with my friends and lovers around the world. And this season, I recognize that I've been in a deep, like a cocoon of creativity, and I'm starting to merge, and I actually feel a little bit more like it's cracking and and with or without my doing. The publishers that I'm working with are really calling, starting to package these two big exciting book projects that I want to tell you about. And I realized too how different it is working with book publishers. Until now I've been doing a lot of self-publishing, and I also do microblogging, and of course I'm public speaking, and all the other stuff I do is pretty like immediate turn around. It's like happening now. And although the creative process of being on a reality show was a little different because that's still going, like people are still watching that, and that's already an old version of my life. So it's kind of an interesting how art sort of freeze frames, like it's like just a window into that slice of life, and then we keep evolving, which is also true of the books that I'm writing. Like when we microblog, it's here's what's happening in the white hot now, and then we evolve. But like when we're working on books, I think that the key is to actually work on something that's so ahead of its time, like years before its time, so that when it gets published, it takes so long to publish, like sometimes 2 or more years, not to mention the writing process. But when it gets published, then you want it to be evergreen and eternal, like the messaging to be really timeless, because you don't revise it and update it the way we do on the internet. So the 2 books that I'm working on, and there's also just sharing for the sake of collaborating, because these books need some synergy and some support. I mean, everything's a collaborative process, and I know that I'm in a circle of artists and visionaries, and there may be some, like, I don't know, cross-pollination that we want to do. So the 2 books are with 2 different publishers. And the one that's coming out first, actually in February of 2020, is called Shamans. And what's thrilling about that, working with Inner Traditions Publishing, and it's a really esoteric publishing house. It's actually, they've got a couple of imprints like Desire and Bear Company. But the point of it is that this Sex Shamans book is actually a collaboration, an anthology with 20 different community members from the Ista tribe. So they're healers and teachers, and what the stories are very personal, like the secret lives of their own sexual awakening. And that book is going to have a book release party in Sedona, which is super meaningful for me. It's one of the places I've had some of the deepest awakenings, and that'll be in April. So stay tuned for the book release party details. What I do need support with right now is endorsements and reviews, because the publisher just sent me the galley today, and that means that I'm sending it out to other public figures or published authors who may want to have their endorsement, on the book in jacket or cover. So if you're interested in supporting us with that, let me know. And you can actually pre-order the book on Amazon, which is super exciting. So I'll include a link. But the update is it's like complete, and I'm eager to get it out there and to just basically start pre-publication, like buzz and sales. And one of the things that I know about that book is that it is a oral tradition. It's shamanic storytelling, so there's a lot of life wisdom that gets transmitted through hearing people's personal narrative. And I look forward to seeing like what gets rearranged by reading it, because if you hear one person's story, you may or may not resonate, but when you hear 20 people's awakening story, like something gets rearranged, and the idea is that it supports your awakening in your own unique way, which may be informed by other reflections, but it's absolutely like your path. And so that'll be a fun conversation starter for sure. So that's the first book. And then I don't actually have a publication date for the second book. But, I am on the last week of rewrites of final edits for 52 Fridays. That's the new title. I'm co-authoring with Roxanne De Palma. And we originally started this book over 5 years ago. And it's been this incredible love story, this evolution, this amazing erotic, lesbian, kinky, queer, polytantric love story. And it is a fiction, work of fiction that involves these very tantalizing, provocative, edgy, fantasy, erotic chapters. So like there's 52, it's episodic. They're like 52 scenes, and actually progressively you get to see the development of the two main characters. And since it is based on the love story between the co-authors, you get like a hint, a taste of what that journey was, for Roxanne and I in the exploration of our polykinky, 7, almost 8-year love affair. And it feels really sweet, like incredibly profound to be co-authoring it with her and to be kind of immortalizing this epic story, and then to be releasing it, to the world and be like, okay, we've fictionalized it and we're giving it to the transpersonal, and it's, it's almost like the love and the creativity that got generated between us no longer belongs to us. It belongs to the universe, and we're giving it back. So it's a real testament to like big love, boundless love, and the technicolor, multiple shape and form that love can take. So I look forward to, I'm actually kind of scared. I look forward to that book coming out, but I'm also like, whoa, if people really get the scope of how perverted some of our fantasies are, they'll probably see themselves in the reflection. That's my hope, at least, is to normalize how deeply sometimes dark and libidinous our inner landscapes are. So it's a really fun read. Like it's smart smut. So those are the two exciting projects that are both being published in 2020, and reviews and actually podcasts or interviews, anything to help promote the two books would be really helpful. I'm just starting to look at a marketing plan and how to launch it and roll it out. I mean, this is like every artist's challenge these days, is like how to also be a merchant. And I'm really interested in sharing as widely as possible. So if you can support me or know anyone who can help with the co-creation of these, getting these books out to the world, I'd be so grateful. So I'm complete for now, sending you love, blessings, creativity on whatever you're cooking up, and I look forward to staying connected. Thank you.